What if we were born from the ashes of our dead parents? Creepy, right? But that's how some planets could be born. Hi there, I'm Ian O'Neill, space producer for Discovery News, and I wanted to address that kid question all parents dread. Where do babies come from? Well, I don't have to answer that question as I'm neither a parent or a biologist, but I can answer where baby planets come from. Planetary formation theories kind of make logical sense. Starting with a nebula containing hydrogen and dust, a clump may form inside this stellar nursery that undergoes gravitational collapse. Our sun was spawned inside such a cloud around 4.6 billion years ago, forcing a chain reaction that sparked fusion, creating our solar core. While our young sun violently burned, pulling in more and more material as it bulked up, a dusty disk became compressed, spinning around the young star's axis of rotation. As time went on, this disk, known as a protoplanetary disk, cooled and small dust grains started to clump together. Over hundreds of millions of years, these dusty clumps became bigger and bigger, exerting a growing gravitational pull, attracting even more dust. These clumps attached to more clumps, forming small rocky objects called asteroids. Asteroids collided, clumped and grew, and eventually formed protoplanets, otherwise known as baby planets. These protoplanets kept growing, eventually settling into their current stable orbits as the solar system's planets. So Earth started out as part of a spinning disk, then a clump of dust, then a bigger clump of rocks, followed by protoplanet, and eventually the planets we know and love today. This is all well and good in theory, but it's been hard for astronomers to observe these processes around other stars. But that was until the European Southern Observatory's Atacama Large Millimeter-Submillimeter Array, also known as ALMA, spied a protoplanetary disk surrounding a star called HL Tauri in 2014. At the time, this image was called revolutionary by astronomers, as it was the clearest view yet of the tracks or gaps carved out by baby planets around a very young star, only 1 million years old. But these gaps didn't necessarily prove that they were formed by unseen protoplanets. It was only indirect evidence of them gravitationally vacuuming up the dusty debris. So there's a chance these tracks could have been just empty regions. But if they aren't empty regions, this would mean it'd be the first evidence of a young star birthing baby planets. Now astronomers using the Very Large Array in New Mexico have viewed the same star at longer radio wavelengths and has directly seen material clumping inside one of these gaps. And they've estimated this clump, composed of 1 centimeter wide grains, weighs in at between 3 to 8 times the mass of the Earth, which gives us a hint about how big the future planet might be, if it is indeed a planet. That fuzzy blob is basically the gravitational agglomeration of small pebbles getting corralled to form larger and larger clumps that would go on to form a planet. And that, ladies and gentlemen, are where baby planets come from. There is, however, some weirdness, which is sometimes the case in astronomy. In another study, published earlier this month, dying stars may also be able to give birth to planets. Yeah, dying stars giving birth to planets. Kind of weird. Using the ESO's Very Large Telescope Interferometer, or VLTI, that's located in the Atacama Desert in Chile, a dusty disk produced by a sun-like star was also imaged. However, this was no young star. It's a dying star that has run out of fuel and puffed up into a red giant, and is sporting a protoplanetary-like disk. Yes, it looks like even dying stars could produce baby planets like their young star cousins. For more of the cool science about why stuff in the universe is always spinning, check out Trace's spacey DNews video.
As the clouds of gas moved and undulated through the universe, some of them were denser and some were thinner. Something, perhaps a nearby supernova they think, caused the gases to begin to coalesce. And as the gravity of these particles increased, they began to fall toward each other and to spin.
Do you have any other awkward space questions you may need answers to? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe for a new episode of DNews every day of the week.